What's up, guys? Here with you with FC Wonderkid, episode 32. Here with my guy, Fredson. How are you?
I'm doing better than you, Alex. Doing better than you, right? Eight months of pure bliss here, and I'm so sorry that on this 8-month anniversary, we have to discuss a really tough road ahead for Portugal, right?
That's the first topic, I guess. The World Cup
It,
playoffs.
it is, but we'll go into some other things too later on. But I feel like we have to tackle the
Yeah.
hardest subject first, right? And I just want to get your first thoughts on Portugal, Turkey, North Macedonia, and Italy in the same qualification group. How do you feel?
Well, first of all, I want to say, how does FIFA allow this to happen? Okay. How does FIFA allow the two last Euro winners be in the same group of a playoff series? I do understand it's embarrassing that Portugal and Italy get to this situation. Switzerland deserves big ups for Italy being there because Italy weren't playing that bad like Portugal look. Portugal looks like dreadful, but I'll be honest, I'm nervous, as I should be, as every Portuguese person should be too. But I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Look, I think Turkey's going to be a tough matchup for Portugal, but we're going to get the dub. This is not mentioned, but the two games are going to be in Portugal.
Yeah.
Both games. And I'm telling you, Cris, if Cristiano passes, if we go through because of Cristiano Ronaldo in the playoffs, he's the best player ever. Because he's going against Italy now. Italy in the playoffs. This is a clutch situation.
It is
clutch. And if it was England, Germany, but this is the last Euros winner.
I know,
Italy. So I mean, like, if Cris gets it done, like, this will be unbelievable, and I'm hopeful because remember the Sweden game. Remember the Cris Sweden game. I gotta be hopeful, man. Playoffs. Let's go.
I mean, there's no other way to be right now. You got to assume that they can get the job done. And like you said, you're going to have home field advantage pretty much, not pretty much the whole way through. It is just amazing to me. It is tough. I mean, I know, Europe is obviously the hotbed of the footballing world. I mean, it's where football has been commercialized, right, to no end, and where the best players, for the most part, have been created. But Europe gets 40% of the World Cup slots, and it brings up kind of a broader question, right? Because for some reason some journalists over here have taken it upon themselves to say, like, well, it's just a travesty that this is even a problem in the first place, right? Italy should be in there. Portugal should be in there. Europe should get like 17 slots, 18 slots. And I got to ask you, do you feel like the World Cup should be the World Cup, meaning you have the world in it, right? Regardless of differences in playing styles, differences in quality, that sort of thing? Or do you feel like it should be the World Cup as in the best teams on the planet? Meaning you take those crappy FIFA rankings, right? Top 32 or whatever, and you say top 32 have to qualify for the World Cup regardless of where they are. Do you feel that way more? I mean, I'm asking you when this is a tough situation for Portugal, because you guys have this onslaught of a qualification process coming forward. But obviously, if they didn't bungle it against Ireland, if they didn't, and Serbia, you guys wouldn't even be having this issue. And Italy, the same thing. I don't know how you go from 2018 missing out to doing it all over again, or almost doing it all over again. But back to the question. Do you feel like the World Cup should actually be the World Cup, or should it be more the best teams on the planet playing together?
I feel like it should be more performance based. I feel like there should be more competition, less friendlies. I don't understand why, because now time is money, right, Breton? And if players are going to have friendlies, it might as well be close. I know they need to rest, but let's be time efficient more, okay? Let's have more tests to ensure that we have the best competition possible. And I do think, I see the NBA always on top of the players, always talking to the players. Look, I feel FIFA slacking. I feel FIFA slacking because football is the #1 sport in the world. No doubt, but no one's close. Cristiano Ronaldo #1 on Instagram, Messi #2.
Yeah.
Okay. Kylie Jenner in the mud, #3. No, but all seriousness, like FIFA should be more involved with players. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like that would be a first base for all these problems that you're mentioning, even with countries. Look, 40% Europe. The history of football, it's not all Europe. South America and Europe are both powerhouses, okay?
Right.
And now you have emerging North America. I love the US emergence. Asia, man, everything is possible. And that's what I'm saying. If FIFA involves much more, listens to these countries like the US now, a lot of more journalists. I love hearing that. You saying that a lot more people have questions and want answers. And because, things need to be tested, need to be changed. But I agree, Breton. Like 40% Europe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the funny thing. All of this is going to be a moot point in 2026 when they expand the World Cup, right? The World Cup is going to go and frankly, it's going to make it more global. Yes,
it should be.
But it's also going to water down the quality, of course. But if we didn't have Costa Rica or we didn't have South Korea from years ago when they go to the quarterfinals years ago. Yeah. On that like last minute goal against Italy, right?
But Costa Rica had like Keylor Navas.
Yes.
Like he was performing big time in that competition.
So the real answer is that it's a blend of commercialism and having the best teams there, but also that global level. I mean, I don't know. It's a big cop out, but it is going to be tough knowing that Italy or Portugal are not going to be joining us.
It's a World Cup, like 1 month to decide everything. Like you get me. Like maybe it should be like they give a bit more time. I don't know. Let's see. But FIFA needs to be more involved, in my opinion. So,
it is, but you're confident they get out. And who do you think is going to make it out of Wales, Austria, Scotland, Ukraine?
Look, I believe in Wales. I believe in Wales because of Bale. And man, I don't know. I'll go with Wales. I'll go with Wales.
Fair enough. I think I'm in agreement. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you there. I think as a team, I mean, Austria has been so topsy-turvy. When they're on their game, they're pretty good. Scotland's coming on relatively strong. I think with another 3 months, they could, I don't know. But I think, you go maybe talent for, on the pitch, it's going to be Ukraine that likely has the paper edge. But I'm with you. I really do think Wales has that from what we've seen in the Euros, from what we've seen in other tournaments. Wales has that kind of steely edge that's going to be able to get them past. And then Russia, Poland, Sweden, Czech Republic. This one hurts too, because you're not going to see Lewandowski, or you're not going to see potentially, if Zlatan can hang on for another year, you're not going to see Zlatan at the World Cup, or Alexander Isak or Emil Forsberg, or, a bunch of really good players. So, and then you have the Czech Republic.
Who do you think will go through? I think Sweden goes through there.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I mean, I think their defense is the best out of the bunch, but those four are really quality teams that are generally at the World Cup. Not frequently. I mean, Poland and Sweden, yes, but Russia and Czech Republic, it stinks. This is tough. It used to be like the 10 second place teams would actually get drawn one to each other, and then they play each other for like 5 spots or something. But this is going to be tough. So yeah, I think Sweden out of that. I think Wales, and I'm with you. I think Portugal, it's hard to say that they're not going to get through. It's going to take, I don't know. And I think they're going to step up their game. It just numbs my mind to think that we won't see Italy again, potentially at a World Cup.
But Mancini said, like, we're going to go through and we're going to win the World Cup. So that's the mentality. So if there's anything, guys, that you want us to mention and we've missed out in the World Cup playoffs, please put down in the comment section below. And yeah, let's get to it, and news in general. So, big topic on the lives. I can't stop answering this.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about Ralf Rangnick? I'm telling you guys, this is the right way to go. Yeah. Man United, I'm shocked. I am shocked. And it's not because he'll coach as an interim manager. It's because he'll actually be counseling. Sure. And if there's one thing that the Glazers need at Man United, it's counseling. And I'm shocked that Man United did the right move. And you guys went bold, and it looks good.
It's funny to me that like his name never came up for you or I when we were discussing this. I mean, he was in Russia, and he was acting in somewhat the same capacity, more like sports performance, that sort of fun stuff. But it was really interesting that you or I never really brought up his name, considering, I mean, this guy brought Hoffenheim from the bottom rungs, the third division, all the way up to the Bundesliga, right? He did the exact same thing with Red Bull Leipzig, obviously with a lot more financial muscle behind him. But when given the resources, who has resources? Manchester United, right? When given the resources, he has a phenomenal analytical mind, a very regimented, maybe it sometimes gets in his way, right? Because he's got such a process. And we have to remember, Ralf Rangnick, he essentially has influenced some of the best German managers on the planet that all exist in the Premier League right now, or the majority exist in the Premier League. Julian Nagelsmann obviously is at Bayern. He influenced, Ralf Rangnick was at the director of football role while Julian Nagelsmann was there. He helped kind of nurture Nagelsmann, right? And then you also have, what's his name? Thomas Tuchel, right? Thomas Tuchel was actually hired by Ralf Rangnick as a coach. Okay. He played for the club that
he didn't want to coach.
Yeah, he didn't even want to coach. He was like a bartender or something, or a bar back. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Didn't want to coach.
These guys have essentially espoused his strategy, his gegenpressing, zonal marking, like no square pass, bull crap type of situation, always forward type of situation. This guy has a plan, or will have a plan. And I'm just excited to see how that plan gets executed with it. Ole did a good job bringing the spirit back, right? And now it's like you need a man with a plan. And Ralf Rangnick is that man. So.
Exactly. And you mentioned it. It's exactly it. Ralf Rangnick is a big icon in terms of like developing coaches like Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel, and Julian Nagelsmann. That's a fact, because the styles of play, the German styles of play, it's heavy metal, man. Yeah. It's all or nothing type beat. We're gonna get this done and get this done with efficiency.
Yeah.
So I love to see it. And you mentioned it, Ralf. What he's going to add to the Man United board, it's exactly it. The manager that comes to Man United will know exactly what he's got to do and the philosophies on the pitch. Everything will be clear, because with Oli, there was no tactics, no philosophy. It was driven by emotions.
Yeah.
Emotions, by protecting the badge and doing the best for Man United. But now let's do the best for Man United, but let's do it with the efficiency of Ralf Rangnick appointing, because I don't think they'll win with Ralf Rangnick, okay? And maybe he won't be as good, okay, managing at Man United.
Sure.
But in terms of counseling and next season, I'm sure it's going to be a win, man. I'm sure it's going to be a win.
I mean, sometimes it's wonderful if you can get a coach that fits the mold, right? Ralf Rangnick has had his best results when he's more overseeing the personnel, right? When he's more bringing in, and that's how he ID'd Roberto Firmino, right? At Hoffenheim. It's how he ID'd Timo Werner. It's how he ID'd Ibrahima Konate. I mean, hell, Jurgen Klopp probably looks at Ralf Rangnick as a father figure in this sense, because look at the players that are on the field for him. Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, who was in the Red Bull system and actually ID'd by Rangnick, right? Naby Keita, who's obviously had some injury troubles, but when he gets going, he's pretty good. And Ibrahima Konate. All of them are in the Liverpool somewhere around the 11 or match day squad, right?
But do you think Ralf Rangnick will get top 4?
As a manager like this season, yeah, I do. I think they'll creep back into the top 4. I do.
You do? I don't. I'm not with you. I love Cristiano Ronaldo, but I think they'll go for the Champions League instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already regretting my decision. I don't know for sure with this. I have to think about that more because it takes a while for a plan to take hold. And I think in and of itself, Manchester United fans should be happy that there's a cohesive thought process behind how United could play. And that's the interesting thing that I wanted to ask you is, who does this affect positively the most in the Manchester United setup currently, with a guy that's gegenpressing, with a guy that's the tenets of his strategy? Who does it?
Two players will like light and day. It's gonna go from 0 to 100. It's gonna be Donny, obviously. I gotta mention Donny. Okay, and a younger pressing, total football style of play. He loves it. Okay, he'll go up, he'll go down. He can do it all. So Donny van de Beek. And the second one was one of the players that was being the most damaged with Oli, and that was Jaden Sancho. Okay. Jaden Sancho will effectively improve because Ragnick knows. Like he knows. Like he knows Sancho. He was watching Sancho thinking to himself, why isn't this guy at Leipzig? Okay. So I'm sure Sancho with Ragnick, it's gonna work out very well. And yeah, those two would be the night and day. And look, I think Maguire, look, he'll be on watch, okay? Because I'm really curious to see who will be the captain of this team.
Yeah.
Like I'm really curious to see. So let's see, man.
There's a lot to come from this, but I do feel, I don't know, maybe someone has to take the contrarian view here, because it seems like he's being met with such positive excitement. That maybe the fact that everybody's excited, I don't know, maybe we're thinking of this through too rosy of a lens. So it'll be really interesting to see how he does this. But hey, the only difference here is he took a team like Hoffenheim, a team like Leipzig, with good financial resources, but still needed to climb the rungs of German football. And he got that done. This is a very different story, right? This is an identity. This is a history. This has been around for, Manchester United has been around for years. This is on the back ends of Sir Alex Ferguson and all the turmoil that has come essentially since then. So it's a very different animal, but nobody says from a personnel perspective that, and we're going to love him for this, Ralf Rangnick focused on young players. 23 years and younger. I mean, at Hoffenheim, he basically said, I want nobody older than 23 because you can mold them. You can teach them things. You can, and it made sense. And sometimes he'd have Jekyll and Hyde performances where, they'd have a crappy game and then they'd go out and beat somebody 4-zip because the pressing was just off the charts that day. But it's going to be really interesting to see how he does this with like a massive club to start, right? One that already has an established identity. So,
and it's a club that's right now in a chaotic state, a mess, in my opinion, with all the players, it needs orientation and guidance. So let's see what happens at Man United. Curious to see. I want to mention here in the news, man, Golden Boy winner.
Yeah.
Pedri, man. Pedri has won the Golden Boy. Okay. Look, I thought Jude Bellingham had a reaching chance. Okay, but. Look, I'm not going to complain that Pedri won it, man. It's he deserves it.
Yeah. I mean, he played 180 games, right? Joke.
But like, no joke, it was 70 something, man.
I know.
Like, still, like 70 games for an 17-year-old at the time, now 18. Man, crazy.
Yeah, well, and he's paying for it still, right? I mean, it stinks.
Coleman.
Yeah. It stinks. Obviously, he, when asked, and we talked about this, right, back when he went to the Olympics, when asked, I mean, he's going to be like, yeah, I just want to play ball. Let's go. Let's get this done. I'll play 80 games if it means I could potentially get my hands on a gold medal. Didn't quite get there, or whatever. But now he's missed a large chunk of this season, believe it or not, when Barcelona needs him most, right?
I do think they need him. I agree, but I was gonna lead up to this. Like Barcelona are looking quite nice, man, in terms of the midfield. Like Frankie, he played really well against Villarreal. Then you got Gavi, Nico Gonzalez finally giving the right attention and game time. Okay, he's playing, man, and He's another player. He's another player, and it's another asset, man. And Abde too. I didn't know too much about him. You knew a lot. What a dribbling! He's such a good talent dribbling wise out there, man. It's right winger. He's doing something there, Xavi. He's improving assets, and yeah, he's building something really cool. And Ronald Araújo, now, man, he's the real deal, guys. Ronald Araújo is so much the real deal. I can't get enough of him. I can't.
And obviously, there's a real pep in their step. That's funny that I said the word pep. But I former marshal on the bus. But no, obviously a new manager comes in, new eyes, new verve, new excitement, new whatever. You only way to look is up, and get excited about it. I think the real test is going to come when the fixture congestion hits, right? When they start playing games. You're going to start to see maybe the youngsters come out, because it's probably, again, too rosy for us to think that all of these phenomenal academy talents are just going to like bust through the wall and here's tiki-taka 2.0. There will be growing pains. And I think Xavi probably has a plan for that. He probably does, right?
Exactly, man. Got it. And it's Villarreal away. Like, that's not an easy dub. And he got it. Yeah. He got it. Like, United knows. United knows this is not an easy dub, man. So let's see. So another thing I had to mention, like, did you see Haaland with the fan? Like, Haaland comes back, scores a goal in 8 minutes, and the celebration is iconic itself, man. Yes. He points to the Wolfsburg fan, and the Wolfsburg fan is so triggered. Yeah. Haaland is such an icon, man.
Well, first off, and Haaland agrees with this, because there was a tweet where the camera work on that was phenomenal. Because normally when you follow somebody for a celebration, you don't pan to the fan, right? To show the fan giving him a FU salute. And then it pans back. And I mean, it was just absolutely genius. It was almost like a reality TV show or something. He like gets down, he points at her, and she just goes. But come on. I mean, 7 minutes upon his return. I mean, Erling Haaland, to me, he's like the villain that everybody needs, right? Every time he plays your team, and villain is probably the wrong word, but like you need that personality. Like, everyone has a love-hate relationship with Zlatan, but we all respect him, right? Erling Haaland is basically creating that role for himself. And that Wolfsburg fan will hate Erling Haaland for the rest of his life, but maybe she respects him.
It'd be like, one of my most iconic life moments is Erling Haaland pointing at me, and like everybody, it's a story, man.
It is. And that is going to be tough. I mean, Norway, we all expected them to get a little more cohesive, get together and figure out a way to qualify, and not seeing Erling Haaland.
Oh man, it's so tough on him. No World Cup. He didn't have the World Cup. He's not gonna. No Euros. Sorry, no Euros. No World Cup, and missing the Champions League. Yeah, missing the Champions League, because people thought Sporting wouldn't go through it, but that's another topic. But I love to see it. That's true, man. The camera angle of the fans isn't shown too much. Like I was watching Copa Libertadores, and I was saying to myself, they should show the fans, man. They should show the passionate and Flamengo and Palmeiras fans. Yeah. Don't you agree there?
Absolutely, especially considering that the last Copa Libertadores was played in front of like 5,000 people or something, right? I don't think it was a full crowd because of COVID last year. I mean, come on, like they should have been. They absolutely should have been. And credit to Palmeiras for coming out of that. That's their second in a row, right?
Yes. Palmeiras second in the row. 10 months. Abel Freire in 10 months won 2 Copa Libertadores for Palmeiras.
Good for them.
10 months. Abel Freire is a goat, man, in Brazil. Brabo in Brazil. Okay, best coach right there, in my opinion. In South America, I think it's between Marcelo Gallardo and Abel. But let's see what happens.
That was a good transition, because I do want to talk about Marcelo Gallardo. I mean, that it's the elusive league title that he hasn't gotten since taking over River Plate in 2014. He has not been able to win the domestic league title in Argentina, but he's won a couple Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana. I think he's won 3 Argentinian Cups. Basically everything else, right? He's won there, but that, and I think he's gotten 3 times South American Coach of the Year, whatever that is, you know. But he's a very underrated coach, and one, frankly, if you're looking to make a little bit of a risky switch or give somebody a chance, a big European squad, or even a middle table, or like right at the cusp of Champions League football table. I mean, you could do no worse than Marcelo. You could do worse than Marcelo Gallardo. I mean, 100%. Yeah, and what he's got Julian Alvarez doing this year for them, right? It's just absolutely unbelievable. And I don't even think Julian Alvarez doesn't really scrape the surface of all the talent in that River team. So Marcelo Gallardo, I think people should be looking at for a big position here in the future. Not that River isn't a massive position. It's just I was happy to see that. I mean, this is a guy that, he's bled for this club. He loves this club. And
look, he's proven himself in Copa Libertadores. Like I'll say to myself, like, Marcelo Gallardo, that River Plate team in Libertadores, every single season is a menace to play against. Yeah. Okay, it's not easy, and if you go through against River Plate in Copa Libertadores, you're most likely to win Libertadores. Okay, that's how good this team is. Likely it happened. Okay, so I agree with you. I think Marcelo Gallardo should come to Europe. Like, there was rumors that Barcelona were actually considering him, and Fabrizio Romano confirmed that. He was in the short list. Okay, so that is big statements that talks about the levels that Gallardo is at. But I think, honestly, if I was Marcelo Gallardo, why not go to like a Ligue 1 team like Marseille, Lyon, like a team like that he can bounce up his career a bit, and then he'll go to a big team in the Prem. Yeah. I really think that can happen. And truth is, if you want to be the best coach in the world, you got to be or in the Premier League or in the Champions League, okay? Yeah. You need to win the Champions League for sure, okay? Or show yourself in the Champions League if you're the best manager in the world, in my opinion.
Wherever he goes, he should bring Julian Alvarez with him. But I mean, 17 goals, 6 assists, and 15 starts this season for River in the league, just the league. And he killed it in the Libertadores and other tournaments. But I'm in full agreement with you. Like, a Ligue 1 team would be great for him. I think there's going to be another thing, another shiny object that he might want to pursue, but that's Oscar Tabarez, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name, stepped down after a long time as the Uruguay coach, right? Marcelo Gallardo could take over the reins.
That would be bold, man. That would be bold. And like, how long was he at Uruguay? He's been like, I can't remember another coach.
I honestly don't. I can't remember. It's been a really long time. Yeah.
As you see, that is my madness. So if Marcelo Gallardo wants a long-term job, man, I think they won't sack that easily. The next manager, a bit like David Moyes' situation after Ferguson, right? It'd be. But I wanted to mention a transition to just ending up in the news in my end. It's Arsenal. I have to mention Arsenal, man. Seeing Gabriel Martinelli coming off the bench, having a right impact, okay? I wanted to see this, guys. Everybody says, oh, you're an Arsenal hater. Man, I'm not a hater. No. I just think things should have been improved. It's taking its time. But now I want to mention Tomiyasu. Yes. Tomiyasu is the big W, okay, in that Arsenal defense, in my opinion. And then you got at the left, Nuno Tavares, that offensively, he's brilliant, okay? He's doing really well, the passes with Saka and Smith Rowe. I think defensively, he is a bit icky, and an awareness and position. Yeah. I don't think he's the best, but offensively, man, he's really showing up for Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't know. You think he's going to hold on to that position? Because Tierney is back. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
I think Arteta is going with the thing that, like, if you don't play badly, I'm not going to take you off. That's the philosophy that Arteta, I think he's trying to get. But I think Tierney's going to have that left side, no doubt. Because I often get this on lives asking me, who's better, Nuno Tavares or Nuno Mendes? Nuno Mendes, 100%, man. So, I'm telling you, Tierney is better than Nuno Tavares, and he'll play. It's just
Tierney better than Nuno Mendes?
That's why one is at PSG. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But he's look. Let's get to that. The other topic, like I'll talk more about Nunes' performance.
Sure. Well, but before we move on, I gotta just bring this up because it absolutely blew my mind, and I'll keep this as quick as possible. Reading Football Club in the English Championship. Okay. I'm sitting there. I always have a soft spot in my heart for Reading because I interned out of college. I actually interned for a team that was kind of allied with them, right? There was like a strategic partnership with them. So I have Reading gear and whatever. Anyway, I always check what they're doing. Okay. Anyway, looked at the English Championship results yesterday and my brain almost exploded. Danny Drinkwater was on the score sheet. Okay. Andy Carroll bagged a goal. Baba Rahman, who was that ridiculous Chelsea one away, anchored him down with that crazy contract they gave him, and then he just sat there for like 5 years and went on a bazillion loans. Baba Rahman started at left back. And on top of that, just to throw another one in there that you and I both know, Alan Halilovic, right? The Croatian winger that was expected to be like absolutely massive, never really kind of panned out. He also had a good game for them. So it's like somebody is collecting these like want-away players at Reading and trying to turn them into a solid team. But I laughed to myself at all of these names that I just did not expect to see on the same field in the English Championship. But
I didn't even know that. But I like that story about Reading, man. That's a cool story. Wasn't Olise at Reading last season?
No, Olise was at Reading, yeah, and apparently they're now filling his gap with old players that couldn't cut it for their teams and worst transfer in Chelsea history.
Man, that's a madness, guys. So if there's anything that we messed out in the news, guys, put down in the comment section below. And let's have a good chat because it's always good to have a chat in the comment section.
And we're reserving our right now to wait until we know more about Benzema and more about the craziness going on at Juventus. So probably next podcast we'll have some more stuff. But yeah, let's definitely move into, what do you think? Champions League, Europa, and Conference?
Yes. And let's get to it. And I want to start by saying, I told you so. I told you so about Sporting, man. I told you. Like, it's true. Like, it's on tape. I got mocked. I got ridiculized. And truth be said, look who's through. I know Haaland wasn't there, but I guess that's life, man. Okay? Sporting went through. Ruben Amorim he's a genius. Yeah. He's a genius, man. What? 36 years old.
Yeah.
36 years. I'm telling you, Pot, before he came to Sporting, had like 3 or 4 league goals at Famalicão. Now he has more than 20 a season. And I'm going to say another thing too. Remember Trincão with Ruben Amorim at Braga? Look how he is now. Ruben Amorim is the sauce, man. What a coach.
Fair enough. I mean, you've been saying that for 2 years now. 2 years.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you, you have said Ruben Amorim. And hell, one of the first things we talked about was that famous Braga 7-0 win.
Yeah,
right?
7-1. Since that day, I was like, wow, what is this style of play in Portugal?
Yeah.
I was like shocked. I had never seen anything like that. I remember, it's true.
Yeah, true. How far do you think Sporting can go?
It depends with the opponents, but if they get like a Juventus, I think Sporting can go through.
Sure.
Look, if Porto last season went through, I think because it's sheer will, man. And this team needs a strike. I think they're gonna get a striker or a center back. They're still gonna get players now. Yeah. This is 19. I think it's how much money? 50 million. Just getting in, or 40 million and going through, it's another 40.
Right.
So Sporting is getting a cash injection of 80 to 90 million euros that they never got in the past. What? That is crazy. A lot's going to happen, man. A lot's going to happen.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Hey, maybe it's a new, I don't know, a new giant rising.
And then you see on the other side of the stadiums, because they're next to each other. Yes, I wasn't there, but I come now. Seferovic, man. doing that for Benfica, do Benfica dirty. Oh my days, that was embarrassing.
It's tough,
man.
But they bounced back with that weird game against Belenense. Is that how you say it? Belenense.
Oh man, that was embarrassment to be played. 17 COVID cases.
Yeah,
should have never been played.
No. But then I'm thinking back to, I don't know, one of it was an Argentine team or something that brought in a bunch of their 15 and 16-year-olds and played them in like a league match during COVID. And I'm like, well, it's not that crazy that they played that game because they made a team do that. Or no, it was a Ukrainian team, I think. I forget, but it just COVID times need to leave us. And unfortunately they're not anytime soon, but yeah, anyway, another one we saw there was, you brought up Juventus and I understand they were already on their way through, but come on, Cobham again, Cobham again delivers. Reece James, the defense, you got Trevoh Chalobah scoring a goal. He's got 3 goals this year, I'm pretty sure. And it is funny that we ever thought that Jules Koundé needed to come in when, Chalobah, obviously they knew somebody could fill the part. It's just, I don't think they expected him to do this well for Chelsea. And then on top of that, Callum Hudson-Odoi, when used properly, I think he's better on the right, but even on the left, he's pretty damn dangerous. Just play him on the wing and let him roll, right? That 4-0 beating of Juventus, I understand that Juventus wasn't fielding their best squad, but ultimately, come on, 4-zip drubbing, that's momentum heading into the knockout stages with 1 game remaining. And oh, by the way, 1 goal conceded in 5 Champions League games, okay? And 5 goals conceded, 40 goals scored in 17 games. Chelsea's record right now is really, really tough to beat. And
Do you think they'll win it?
I might be becoming a Chelsea fanboy. I could be. I don't know.
You think they'll win it? You think they'll win it? Well, you're becoming a Chelsea fanboy with the Conor Gallagher Mason Mount duo.
Yeah, I
know. You're going bonkers inside. I know you, man.
Well, did you see this? I'm wearing the Aston Villa jersey today because I got so ridiculed for hating on Stevie Gerrard that I felt the need to support him at Villa. I don't know. I don't know if they can win it. I do think that they have the spine. I do think that they have pretty much everything you need. The manager. But yeah, like you've often said, it depends on what type of a journey you get through the knockout rounds. And they can beat anyone.
Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. Chelsea right now could beat anyone. I don't think Bayern won Chelsea. I don't think anyone wants Chelsea. And Reece James at the right against Vinch.
This is all without Lukaku.
Yeah, almost without Lukaku and Reece James. Oh my days, that game, like you saw it, the fullbacks destroying Vinch. Okay, Vinch used to be the team in the past that used the fullbacks, and everybody would be like admiring them. Now Chelsea just efficiency. Reece James, look Colburn, man. Look Colburn, man. Phenomenal. It's what I need to mention it. So I'm gonna highlight now. I gotta highlight here something. This is a crazy stat. Yeah. And Haller became now the first player to score 9 goals in 5 Champions League matches. 9 goals, surpassing Erling Haaland, which had 8 goals in 5 matches. Yeah. That's crazy itself too because of his age. But Haller, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, his goals are just he is in the right place at the right time. But what do they say? You make your own luck. Right? You make your own luck. And he just is in the crowd. He's just always there. He's obviously a big body. And in that style of play, in Ajax's setup, he's always going to get the ability to put a tap home. And he just does it. He does it and no problem. I mean, hell, I think he even had another one called back. But Sebastian Haller is easily the biggest breakout this season. I don't know if he can do it for another team other than Ajax, but that doesn't take away anything on that stat because it's just absolutely incredible. And he is the perfect striker right now for that team.
I agree. It's Erik ten Hag. Hit the money. Why didn't they have him last season, man? Oh my days. Ajax, what did you do there? You did Haller dirty, man.
Yeah.
And he's showing you. But another player I gotta mention, and I had a question in the live. I think it was Ivan Lowe that said it, and it's Nkunku this season. Yeah. Is he the most improved player, man? Nkunku had 2 goals and 1 assist against Club Brugge, a mandatory win for Leipzig to go to the Europa League, okay? Because it's between Club Brugge and Leipzig. And away, 5-0, okay? And Nkunku, 2 goals, 1 assist. He shows up, and I'm sick of saying it. He needs to be selected for the French national team. And he won't stay at Leipzig
because he can play he can play the architect as well. He can play a poacher. He can play a numerous amount of roles. But I do have to say, Christo Nkunku was identified, I believe, by Ralph Rangnick. Okay, so it's just another kind of handprint that Rangnick has on that system there, and he knows what player he wants, and he goes after him. So yeah, that was absolutely awesome. And I know 9 goals in 5 games is absolutely historic for Haller, but Nkunku's 7 goals in 5 games is nothing to sniff at, right? I mean, that is just absolutely impressive for a team that is just standing on the precipice of maybe one day challenging Bayern for a title. I don't think it's going to be this year, even though it's close. And they obviously started pretty crappily in the league. But Red Bull Leipzig is impressive, and Nkunku is a massive reason why. But I do have to go back to our roots. Guy that we know a lot and love a lot. And I've often said a couple times on this, but I've said to you, I'm worried that he's going to just turn into a bag of tricks. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Who is it?
Rayon Cherki.
2
goals for Lyon. 2 goals.
Yeah.
This is in the Europa League, right? But 2 goals for Lyon. Just absolutely awesome to see him doing that. And it slowly moving me away, and he's getting more time, and he's slowly moving me away from that worry that he is just going to wind up a big bag of tricks, and that's it. So Rayon Cherki with 2 goals. Not bad. Still only 18 years old.
I'll be honest with you, I still wasn't too worried because he's 18, man. Like, and it's obviously he's gonna do his own thing because it just worked out in the academy days. He would embarrass other players, man. If he's embarrassing now pro players, imagine what he was doing to the academy players.
Yeah.
So 2 goals, 1 key pass. What a game by him against Brøndby. He was good. I have to agree with you. And going with another 18-year-old, Wirtz. Two assists against Celtic.
Yes.
It was a needed win, okay? But I got to mention my own people, man. Jota, okay? Player of the month in Scotland, okay? October Player of the Month, Jota. Well, and and he's got 5 games, 2 goals, 2 assists in the Europa League, man. So he deserves the mention, man. And he had that stardom at Benfica, but now at Celtic, they're giving him the platform and the team and the game time that he needs.
Yes.
So he's got that confidence. He's got that skill set. And Jota, man, I really think he's going to the very, very top, man.
Yeah, and he's also taken on a sense of leadership there, right? Like the consistency that he has to deliver when he's in the 11. On a really rainy, cold night in Kilmarnock or whatever, it's impressive to see that, and they have a young strike force there that's actually really interesting, right? The Furuhashi up top, you got Lyle Abada, who's the Israeli winger, and then you have David Turnbull pulling the strings. Celtic is trying to make themselves. I don't know if they'll ever get back to winning 10 in a row. With Rangers back, but it's really, really cool what they're doing, and Jota's just killing it right now. So, but let's stay on the vein of 18-year-olds for a second, because I gotta go to my favorite place, right, to Denmark, and I gotta highlight FC Copenhagen, because they started. Maybe they didn't start, but they had an impact from 3 18-year-olds. I can't say they're all Danish, so we'll broaden it and we'll say they're all Scandinavian. But they all had an impact in Copenhagen's 4-0 win. You had Isak Bergman Johansson, who we are big fans of. We've talked about, right? We thought his move to Copenhagen was a nice step up. He had, I believe, a goal and 2 assists. You have another 18-year-old William Boving, who's getting a lot of attention in Denmark, is going to be another one to watch. And then someone who I don't know much about, so I'd like people to tell me, but Rasmus Holland, they're all 18 years old, playing in the Europa League or the Conference League? Probably the Conference League. But just cool to see 18-year-olds trio, more Scandinavian talents, ones that will get plucked by the Bundesliga, Serie A, and they'll move on and they'll likely make a good career for themselves. But Isak Bergman Johansson is one that we really like. So,
well, it's fantastic for the national team, the Danish national team. I gotta mention here with the international competitions too, that Lewandowski goal, man.
Yeah,
the Lewandowski goal is a Puskás close mention for sure. A bicycle kick, okay, done with that efficiency in the cold day, man. That was a cold day, and he was there being a cold finisher, Lewandowski.
Which one do you like better, the Lewandowski, or do you like the Thiago?
Don't. Oh, do you mean? I thought you were going to go with the Ronaldo, man. The
Ronaldo
no. Or the
no. Lewandowski or the through the traffic riser screamer from Thiago.
I'll go Lewandowski, man.
Okay.
I just like, but fantastic.
You're a sucker for a bicycle kick.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the overall, like, it's the answer for, okay, Messi wins the Ballon d'Or. But let me just put some sprinkles and say I should get more votes, man. And I'm Lewandowski. So that was nice to see. Yeah. And I have to mention Man United too in the international competitions. Sure. This is two stats of two Portuguese man and Man United. I gotta mention it's Bruno Fernandes has assisted in every single game in the Champions League for Man United, and Cristiano Ronaldo has scored in every single game in the Champions League for Man United. These two, clutch, and love to see it, man. Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo. Bora, man.
Yeah.
Bora.
Well, I mean, it was, and Sancho got his first goal, right?
Exactly.
That was good to see. But I think we can't move on until we actually talk about this story. You saw the Junior Messias. I love how his name is.
Yes, Atletico upset.
I mean,
AC Milan. What?
And are you ready for this? This was his Champions League debut. He's barely played for AC Milan this season. He's been loaned out, whatever, and injured a little bit. But he at one time was going to give up on football. Okay, he was actually like a refrigerator salesman or some salesman. Okay, or a delivery man, not even a salesman. I think a delivery man. Nothing against delivery men out there, but I'm just saying. He's now playing Champions League football, which is kind of cool. He with 25 minutes of time, he's the one that scores the goal against Atletico, right? And he completes his climb to the top. And I wouldn't quite call it a Jamie Vardy-esque climb to the top of football, but this guy started at Serie D, went to Serie C, went to Serie B, went to Serie A, and right back on a bunch of different loans. And then now he just scored his first Champions League goal at the age of 30. After like 8 years ago, he wanted to give up at all times. So just, the story here is don't give up on your dreams, right?
Hey, there you go. Messias, that's a name not to give up, man. So what a story, man. What a story. I love to see it. Yeah. So if there's anything that we missed out in the Champions League front, like put down in the comment section below and tell us what you think and what's happening. What did we miss?
And I got one thing I gotta ask you. Who do you think is the top-rated via SofaScore, top-rated player in the Europa League this year? And I'm gonna give you a hint. Manchester United. He doesn't play for them, but Manchester United is the hint.
Europa League.
Yeah, it surprised the hell out of me.
Well, I'm not gonna guess it, mate.
Is a Real Sociedad. Obviously, they've had a good start to the year. Real Sociedad player.
Oh, what? Januzaj.
Yeah. Adnan Januzaj. Yep. He's most dribbles won in the whole tournament. Okay. And he's featured a little bit for them in La Liga. I think like 7 starts. But he's been pretty much in their starting 11 the whole time in the Europa League. And he's taken his chance, but he's only 26, 25, something like that. It was just cool to see that name, getting smacked over the head with Danny Drinkwater scoring for Reading, and then seeing Adnan Januzaj doing really, really well in the Europa League is really cool.
You said Real Sociedad, Man United straight away. Ping.
Yeah, we should actually play that game. That's a fun game.
Yeah, but I wasn't connecting the dots. But yeah, if there's anything that we missed out, put down in the comment section below, guys. So last topic It's an interesting one. I think kind of new one, right? Like it's your idea, Bretson. So
Yeah.
can you explain to us?
Okay. I mean, we're gonna try this. It'll be fun, right? Basically, what I'm gonna do right now, and you'll reciprocate next week, but we're gonna just call this quick fires. And really, all I'm gonna do is just ask you like 10 different things, and you're gonna give me a quick fire answer, and we're just gonna see if you make any funny answers or whatnot.
Let's go with it.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
Liga B-Win champion.
Who I think is gonna win Liga B-Win?
Yep.
I think Sporting. I think Sporting because of Ruben Amorim.
All right. Well, that was an easy one. That was a layup. Okay. 2010 Spain or 2018 France?
2010 Spain. I'm saying that, no doubt, man. The brilliance in that team, the chemistry. But I respect the 2018 France team too. A bunch of talents there, but I give the edge to the
I'd have to agree with you on that one. But if I change that to 1998 France.
Zidane. Boldness with the bold.
It's tougher, right? It's a little tougher. All right, but I agree with you. 2010 Spain was so, even though that final was just a terrible final to watch.
But Iniesta, boldness with the bold. You said Zidane, Iniesta. Oh
man, too much to process. All right, you can play in one stadium before you die. Where are you playing?
Oh, okay. Which one? Between who?
Sorry, there is no anywhere. Where are you playing?
Sorry. Sorry. I thought it was
Santiago Bernabeu.
If there was one stadium, I'd say iconic wise, Anfield, man, because Anfield is such a big threat in the Champions League. So yeah, Anfield.
Did you just give a little bit of an idea?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Let's see.
Okay, here's another one. I brought up Thiago's golazo before. Okay, Thiago's golazo midweek, or Manish's 2004 Euros screamer versus the Dutch.
Manish, bro. Manish.
I had a feeling you'd go with your people on that one. I remember seeing that game. I think I was in a bar. I forget, but that Manish game, or that Manish goal was unreal.
Manish. Love that guy.
All right. Who stands in your goal for a Champions League final penalty shootout? Jan Oblak or Donnarumma?
Donnarumma. Donnarumma and penalties, man. He looks like he's built different for those occasions. Okay. But that's a tough question.
That is a tough
question. But I go Donnarumma. Yeah.
All right. Ajax's academy, Barca's academy, or Chelsea's academy. You have to pick one. Where are you sending your child to?
Man, first of all, if anyone's saying for me to discard Chelsea, come on, you're living in London, okay? And come on, it's an amazing academy right now with the youth league.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I would go with between Ajax, Barcelona, and Chelsea. I would go with Ajax because I just feel like Ajax, you have a faster chance to play first team football than those other two, than Barcelona and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I pick Ajax, but historic wise, Ajax is like, come on, brilliance. Johan Cruyff, the DNA of Barcelona comes from Ajax.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd say Ajax.
I thought you were going to get there with that in terms of the DNA of but yeah, all fundamentals all the time. I love it. I would pick Ajax as well. All right, this one's tough. Here we go. Prime Thierry Henry or prime Ronaldo Nazario, not Cristiano Ronaldo.
Easy. Prime Ronaldo Nazario. Easy for me. R9, prime R9. Thierry Henry, okay, with all due respect, he was a menace too, but a prime R9. That when Ronaldo went bold with that haircut. Okay, Ronaldo went bold for sure with the, I don't know, but that was a proper menace. So I go Ronaldo. Yeah,
that was probably peak. Ronaldo there. Right?
Yeah,
because I don't think he's been as cool since. No, just kidding. All right, I got two more for you here.
Okay.
I lost my. Oh, here we go. I know your answer, but I just want you to, I want you to rationalize this. Who will win a World Cup first? The United States of America or Portugal?
Branson, come on, man. You can't be asking me this.
I am.
I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude, man. But come on, Portugal.
We shouldn't just have a knockdown. Yeah, no. But you have to think about it. You have to think about it this way, right? Portugal, the U.S. is at the beginning stages of hopefully building a whole raft of talent, like hopefully 8 Gio Reynas, 8 Christian Pulisic, all the time. But we'll see. We'll see if it actually happens. We'll see if it actually
10 million people in Portugal cook up, man. I'm telling you, the football culture here in Portugal, it's insane, man. That's
I agree with you. And we're building our culture. Yeah, there is no culture. It started from scratch, and you're absolutely right. You have a 100-year head start on us. But which one? We have to remember how much of a flash in the pan type of situation it is to win the World Cup, especially as a country like Portugal, right? Portugal's made the semis.
Come on. And we don't have too much of a good record in the World Cups without Ronaldo. That's a fact, okay?
So you need to develop somebody like another Ronaldo or...
No, we're good enough right now. Without Ronaldo, we beat Spain, man. I'm telling you. I'm confident enough to say that with the right coach.
All right, you're going to put money on them when they get through this qualification and they get to the World Cup? You're going to put money on them to win?
If look, we're going to Qatar. If we gotta go to Qatar, man. So let's see how FC Wonderkid is at that time. So let's see what happens.
True. Well, we'll be around for this, but all right. Hold on, I just need to confirm your answer is Portugal. Just kidding.
My ass.
I know your answer. All right, last one. Prime Arjen Robben or Prime Eden Hazard?
Said prime Arjen Robben, and I knew straight away whoever goes against that player, it's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna say prime Robben, and I'll explain why. Because he's got a signature move, man. Something that you go to the left, you know he's gonna go to the left, and Robben, nobody could stop that guy. Nope. I do understand an Eden Hazard in the Premier League. Yeah. He's got to be mentioned as a top 5 Premier League player ever. Okay, Eden Hazard, but Robben, prime Robben at Bayern next to Ribéry, that duo, man, that's my childhood. So yeah, I'll go Robben.
All right, and that was my childhood previous to him even at Bayern. Okay, I mean I still remember when he was signed at Chelsea, and I don't know. Arjen Robben has been or still remains probably one of my favorite players to watch over the years.
Well, when I was a kid and I used to watch that Chelsea team, it's gonna be funny. I used to only admire Damien Duff.
So I understand that though. I understand that.
I was like, I really would admire Damien Duff, but Robben being there and all that, I
had a couple FM saves where Damien Duff was an absolute beast for me. So,
and Joe Cole too. I really like Joe Cole too.
Yeah.
He was a overlooked player. Not a lot of people talk about him, but he had his times.
He played in the States for a little while, and I believe he's actually coaching in the States. Yeah, he played at the Tampa Bay Rowdies near the end of his career, which isn't even MLS, Major League Soccer. But he liked it so much, I think he stays in coaches. I could be wrong, but all right. Well, so was this like a net? I figured a little something different than start, bench, sell. I'm sure we can come up with even better ones, but I did this on the fly and I thought, hey, this would be fun because everybody likes to hear you react to this crap,
I honestly like doing it, man. Quick fires, guys. If you want more of the quick fires, put down below in the comment section and show us the love, saying we want more quick fires, and we'll add it up at the end and we'll switch it up. Okay, I want to do the questions, so I want to do the questions in this podcast. So let's see what happens. And so FC Wonderkid episode 32 right in the books. 8 months done, man. A year is gonna come. Okay, soon, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, man. Put down below in the comment section what we missed, and it's so important, guys. Like the video on YouTube. Like the video, man. Just say to the algorithm, we like FC Wonderkid. So another episode in the wraps. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, peace
so long,
out, guys.
see ya.